Is there anything more frustrating for a maker than watching your 3D printer collect dust, just knowing that it could be churning out awesome stuff for you and your friends? Well, fear not, because in this video, you'll discover 12 more leading designers pushing the limits of 3D printed designs. Not more flexi dragons or fidget cubes, but unique, beautiful, and functional 3D prints that serve a real purpose in your home or workspace. And don't worry, because I've spent the time, the money, and the kilos of filament sorting through and testing to find the best options from each of their collections. Let's get after it. One of the best ways to put your 3D printer to good use is by upgrading and organizing your living space. So for our first category, we're looking at 3D prints that'll do just that. And the first designer who comes to mind is Lofted Goods, who creates all sorts of incredible 3D printed organization solutions. Planters, lamps, and much, much more. But what I particularly like about his designs is the use of wood and other hardware to create two-tone looks while adding functionality and strength that we normally don't see in 3D prints. What he's perhaps best known for is his rail ecosystem, which allows you to mount a simple wooden dowel on the wall and accessorize it with everything from a lamp to key hooks to many different planters of various sizes with built-in drainage. But I also do love his Horizon rail system that adds a stylish and modular organization system to the entry of your home, or really anywhere you need it. But that's just a small taste of the hundreds of models available on his Thanks page, so definitely do check out the links in the description for him and all of these designers when you're done with this video. If, however, you're looking for some free models, then look no further than Helio over on MakerWorld, who has over 200 incredibly detailed geometric vases, lamps, planters, and much, much more. Yes, I know that geometric designs are nothing new. But although I, like you, have probably seen many thousands of geometric designs in my years of scrolling through the various model repositories, I still felt that some of Helios's designs were really something special. For example, just take a look at how he mixes and matches smooth and rough textures to create this unique visual style, or how he plays with partial windows into geometric designs on otherwise flat surfaces. I honestly can't believe that all of these designs are available for free. And if you enjoy them as much as I did, then please do consider buying him or any of these designers a coffee or signing up for their commercial membership and selling some of their prints. Next up, I want to tell you about Charles Regaud, a designer that I personally subscribe to for a very long time and whose designs you'll find throughout my living space. Like many of the designers on this list, his offerings include pendant lights and vases, but that's actually not what I look to his page for. Instead, I really love how Charles takes mundane, everyday objects like trash bins or knife blocks or paper towel dispensers, and he gives them this sleek, modern, and luxurious aesthetic. I mean, have you ever seen a more attractive toothbrush holder? And like how our previous designer stands out for mixing smooth and rough surfaces, Charles stands out for using his clever design work to create these intricate and woven effects on many of his designs. Pro tip here though, if you are going to print these in a household with kids, like mine, then I do recommend using PETG or PLA Pro since they can be a little bit delicate. Now, before we leave this high fashion aesthetic, let's talk real quick about Geoshape, who I actually discovered because my electrician, of all people, asked me to print out one of his models. Geoshape is a master of mixing 3D printing and other mediums such as electricity or wood to create premium-looking home decor. But here, once again, although there is overlap with other designers on the list, Geoshape offers some things that are truly unique. A dodecahedron side table, geometrical dovetail hooks, a full 3D printed coffee table inspired by rockets, and an assortment of mostly 3D printed furniture that makes me wish I'd discovered this page before spending hundreds of dollars on each one of my kids' rooms at IKEA. Some of these designs turn plain wooden boards into unique conversation pieces, while others are fully 3D printed. And I know that some of you are already typing in the comments that it's wasteful to 3D print an entire side table, but personally, I really love the design. And more importantly, I'm always looking for large, undetailed 3D prints to help use up the many kilos of filament that I've been recycling. So do me a favor, actually, and drop me a comment down below if you'd be interested in a video where I try to 3D print furniture out of recycled and failed 3D prints. All right, before we move on to our next section in the video, one more home decor designer who kind of falls in between the two different sections. And that's Simiu. Like many of the other designers on this list, Simiu boasts a wide range of elegant home decor prints to level up your space. We're talking organizers, trays, headphone stands, you know, the usual repertoire. But in my mind, what makes this page unique is the emphasis on plants and finding unique ways to keep them alive and thriving. Self-watering planters and drip trays are nothing new in the 3D printing world. I feel like every designer has them, but Simiu is the first that I've ever seen to integrate things like wicks into her designs, or to offer a wide range of designs specifically for propagation. She even has designs to cater to the specific needs of different types of houseplants, like this moss pole or these planters with stakes. So whether you're a fellow plant lover or just trying to find designs that help you from always killing your houseplants, this might just be the membership for you. So as you can probably already tell, this video took a lot of printing, like 12 to 15 different printers running for days on end. And that gave me another opportunity to compare all of the different printers I have from various manufacturers. But one of the printers that I was most impressed with, especially for the price, was that guy over there. The new Anycubic Cobra X from this video's sponsor, Anycubic. At $299, it is very much priced as an entry-level printer, a good way to just get your foot in the door with this hobby. But unlike the other offerings at this price point, with the Cobra X, that price actually includes 4-color 3D printing, because it's built right into their innovative new toolhead. That toolhead also means that filament swaps are faster and less wasteful than traditional multiplexer systems. Plus, I love how you don't need to take up a ton of desk space with a clunky and ugly AMS unit next to the printer. But even if you don't do a lot of multicolor printing, like I certainly didn't for this video, it's definitely super handy to have the ability to continue printing from another roll every time the filament runs out. I've been pretty impressed with the Cobra X, both in terms of the print quality and in terms of the user experience. So if you're in the market for a multicolor 3D printer that doesn't break the bank or take up a ton of desk space, then I do recommend you visit the link in the description. All right, let's get back to the video. As some of you might already know, I recently became the proud father of this little bundle of fur and joy, Bella. And so I was looking for some fun 3D prints to accessorize and organize all of her various stuff. And that's when I happened upon Poodle 3D, who has a wide range of really cool pet-related 3D prints. Those range from food storage containers to fun puzzles for your pet, or just really creative ways to organize your own stuff in a pet-inspired way. Personally, I signed up for the membership just so I could print out this dog food container, but I very quickly found myself printing this accessory caddy and just an assortment of different treat puzzles as well. Now, before the food safe police among you head down into the comments to lambaste me about how FDM 3D printing isn't food safe, a few things. Number 1, nobody likes you. Number 2, I 3D printed all of the parts that are gonna contact food either in Polymaker's HTPLA or Filamentum's non-oilin, both of which are safe to put in the dishwasher, and the latter of which is actually rated to be food safe. Number 3, I'll also be sanding down any of the surfaces that come into contact with food. And number 4, if you're still worried, look, I love Bella, but she's a dog. I literally caught her eating feral cat poop in the garden the other day. I think she'll be fine. Moving on. Although this next one is almost exclusively 3D printed vases, I chose not to put it in home decor for a reason. Houseplants make awesome gifts, no matter the occasion. Some lovely potted flowers, a refreshing pothos or monstrosa. But what takes that affordable gift and turns it into something special and unique is a handmade touch that says, I made this for you. And that's where SASSy Design comes in. They offer over 200 beautiful models, the vast majority of them completely free. But what your friends and family won't know is that most of these are vase mode models that take very little time or filament to print. And I'm not saying that you always forget to buy a gift until the very last minute, but you know, just in case. All right, while we're on the topic of absolutely jaw-dropping vases and stuff like that, I have to mention Indirect Shapes, who, despite only having 2,100 followers, fix that with the link down below, blew my mind with some of their designs. Again, I know that you don't come to this channel for vases, lamps, and fruit bowls, but bro, just look at some of these freaking designs. I often talk about the fact that 3D printing allows us to bring to life geometries that simply would be impossible to manufacture using any other manufacturing method. Well, from now on, when I need a concrete example to illustrate that point, I'll be pointing to Indirect Shapes. These gyroid and Voronoi lamps are such incredible accent pieces that I think I'm going to have to swap out some of the lighting fixtures in my home and hope my wife allows me to install them. Heck, at just $10 a month for a commercial license, I might just have to sign up for this one and start selling some of these lamps here locally. And for our final section, let's look at some designers who are a little less elegant, high fashion, and a little more fun. First up, I will tip my hat to fellow content creator Devin Montez over at MakeAnything, whose thanks profile is literally overflowing with hundreds of models from every imaginable category. Devin originally crossed my designer radar for his clever use of bridging to create these practical and useful dust brushes. But once I landed on his page over on Things, I realized that he has quite the eclectic collection of models. For the fun, he's got all sorts of 3D printable games and puzzles. For the function, he's got collapsible hangers, storage solutions, and various types of mounting solutions. He's even got some beautiful home decor and physical therapy prints. Best of all, many of Devin's models are free, but again, sorry to be a broken record, please always consider supporting the designers whose models you enjoy. Now that we're safely in the fun section of the video, I can finally tell you about a more playful home decor designer, Elle STVDIO, who has a variety of free and paid 3D prints over on Things. What I like about Elle STVDIO is that, similar to some of the designers like Gazaladra that I featured in the last installment of this video, they managed to incorporate fun and novelty without losing that practical application. So a cute little cactus isn't just more plastic junk on your table, it's an Apple Watch charger, or a wall hanger, or a salt shaker, even a magnet. A 3D printed plant is actually a super functional jewelry box or a bookend. And instead of boring objects like tissue dispensers, Elle STVDIO offers fun, novelty versions that will make you smile every time you use them. And don't even get me started on these gorgeous designs. Up next, I want to shine the spotlight real quick on a young student designer doing some really cool stuff in a field that you all know I'm passionate about, and that's recycling. For years, I've said that the biggest hurdle to at-home filament recycling is not the extruder, but rather affordable and reliable shredders. And apparently, someone was listening. AZ3D recently reached out via email and let me know that he designed a number of 3D printed solutions for this exact problem. These include Libra Shred 1 and 2, and even a 3D printable pellet extruder. Now, according to Aaron, simply printing these designs out of PLA Pro with 100% infill is enough to shred moderate 3D printing waste like supports and purge poops. If you want to join me in supporting a young person who is actually doing something to reduce plastic waste and make the future a little bit brighter, you can pick up a hardware kit or even a fully assembled shredder right on his website. Side note, let me know if you'd like to see me do a video on this one. And to wrap up our fun and function section, we have SillyButts. And yes, even the name is fun. SillyButts. SillyButts is one of the best known names in the world of extreme foam blasters. And if you're new to printed blasters, his designs are a great place to start. First, they're available to download for free, and they have ready-made hardware kits available for purchase. But from my experience, they're also a great middle ground project, somewhere between these very easy, fully 3D printed designs on the one hand, and the more complex 40+ hour builds like a Voron or a Death Racer on the other. Plus, what's more fun than pelting your friends and family with foam darts? Now, to be clear, these designs, some of which I have printed in previous videos on the channel, are not toys. At least, not toys for children. They pack some serious firepower, and they should only ever be used by adults wearing eye protection. To see what I'm talking about, you should check out this recent video that I did where I built a handful of 3D printed blaster designs, and then I made one modification just to show how dangerous they really are. I'll go ahead and link that video right here. Anyways, that's all for this week, but I'll see all of you on the next layer.